So this is going to how to get you started with the video analysis. So with Logger Pro open, you're going to go up to the Logger Pro and you're going to insert movie. So the insert movie, and you should come up as the default, the experiments file. That's kind of standard that comes with Logger Pro. And then you're going to go to sample movies and open that up. And then you're going to scroll down to the basketball movie. There it is, basketball shot. And you'll see basketball shot and before. Click on that and you will open it. All right, so here is our basketball shot. I'm going to make it really big here, and I encourage you to do the same so you can kind of see what's going on here. So we'll start all together. Oops, see now, you know where, I'm glad this happened because this can happen to you. So what happened is the movie is behind the graph. So I deleted the graph and the movie kind of got hidden behind there. So we'll just start with that. So first thing you want to do is just to advance it to where the ball becomes a free fall object. And I want to do a frame advance down here till it just comes out of his hand. And right there, I would say that's about out of his hands. So now we're going to use a toolbox to kind of set up and do some video analysis. So down here where we see the three red dots, you're going to click on that. And the toolbars come up, and I guess the graph comes up automatically as well. I'm going to set this as the origin. So the third box down is the set origin. You'll see a crosshair, and I'm going to carefully take your time with this so that we get good results. Carefully put it at the center of the basketball, and then you will see these kind of left and right. And this yellow dot here, you can rotate it if your camera is skewed, but you don't really need to worry about that for now. So that's our origin. We also need to set our scale and tell the video or tell Logger Pro how big things are. So down here you see this line right here. It's like a greenish blue line. That line is 2 meters long. So we're going to set the scale. If we go to the fourth box down, you'll see a kind of it looks like a little tiny ruler that's horizontal. And I'm going to carefully put my crosshair right at one end of the ruler, and take your time doing this. Click and drag it to the other end of it. And I will set that to be 2 meters. So that has the dialog that comes up. And I'm going to write 2 meters for that. And that sets the scale. So this point, then there's lots of different frames. So basically, to make this a little bit easier, you want to set it so that every time you add a data point, it will advance 3 frames later instead of doing every frame, which can be rather tedious. So you're going to go up here to options, movie options, and then it has file names and speed, all this kind of stuff. If you go down to advance the movie 1 frame after a new point, we're going to set that to 3. And I'm going to set OK. Now it's time to add points. So I go down to the second box where you see the red dot and the crosshair. Again, I'm going to get this crosshair. I'm going to put my first dot right at the origin. And when I click on it, you're going to see it advances the basketball 3 frames. So I'm going to do another one kind of very carefully. I'm going to put it right at the center of the basketball. And I'm just going to keep going here and keep going. Now, what happens, like, say I put a dot over here and it's like, oh, that was wrong. That was a really bad one. I want to get rid of that one. How do I do that? So go to the top here, where you see the white arrow here, and very carefully, you want to click on that dot. And if you look super careful, and my eyes are not good, you'll see it actually puts a little circle around it. That means it has selected that point, and then you can just hit the delete button. And it will delete that point, and then I can back it up 1 frame, 2, 3. Actually, it didn't go back, but I went back 3 frames, and then I can go back to adding the points. So it didn't back it up 3 automatically. I had to do that manually. So there's a point and another point, and then I'm going to keep going, putting in the points, and you should go at least until it gets down here-ish or so. It doesn't have to hit the ground and all that, but take it and get all the data over here. And then you can see on the side, it's starting to plot the data. So if I kind of move this over, you can see it's plotting the X position and the Y position. And if I want to change that to be the velocities, I can go under More, and then I can check which boxes I want to display there. And when you are displaying your graphs, remember you want to do the X and Y together and the X and Y velocities together because you get pretty good scaling that way. And that will take you through the video analysis, and then just look at your graphs and your previous knowledge of the shape of graphs and what the slope means and the area means. Use these tools up here, actually make some measurements, kind of see if things make sense to you. What kinds of information could you get about the basketball movie? How high does it go? How fast was it going? How fast is it accelerating? those kinds of things. Let's try to dazzle me with how much information you can get from it by looking at Logger Pro.